This is Neil Schneider for MTBS-TV at CES 2014. I'm at the Xi3 exhibit. Joining me is Whitney Merrifield. Welcome to the program, Whitney.
Thank you.
Now, what do we have on display today?
So today, Xi3, we're showcasing at CES 2014 this year our Piston console, which is an entertainment engine.
Okay, so now you're calling it a console. Is it a console, a PC, a little of each?
It's a little of each. And let me show you the UI to kind of explain how that works.
Okay.
So this is our customizable version 1 of our Piston UI. As you can see, these are our options right now, but you can reconfigure them to whatever applications or games you use most often. So if you go down here to the computer option, it's going to take you to a desktop because it's loaded with Windows. So it has Windows 7 embedded under the hood. You can put Windows 8, 8.1 on it. But also for gaming, if you do want to put SteamOS on it, you're totally free to do so. We felt, though, that there's not very many Linux-based games yet, so without Windows, you really can't play a lot of those big games.
Now, you're mentioning Steam. I know Steam, Valve, of course, has their Steam box that they're working on, and this is a different product. How do you differentiate yourself? Are you trying to be a similar product, something completely different?
Well, we really were developing the Piston console, and then they had their announcement last year at CES and invited us to be a part of their booth and invested in the development of the Piston console. So at this time, we're not in partnership and we're not an official Steam box, but we really are the unofficial Steam box because we can run SteamOS like any other PC.
Okay, excellent, excellent. Now let's take if you could lift that up again. That's a pretty small device.
Yeah.
What kind of power do we have under the hood?
Oh man, so this Piston console, it weighs under 2 pounds, runs on 40 watts. We've got 8 gigabytes of RAM, 128 gigabytes of SSD storage, which can be upgraded to up to 1 terabyte. And then we have another piece you can slide onto the top for an additional terabyte, so up to about 2 terabytes, and you can get more crazy with that if you want. And then, let's see, what am I missing? 384 graphics cores, and it's an AMD processor. So, yeah.
Okay, good stuff. Now, what kind of games can you play on this? I mean, maybe it's through the practice that we can explain what kind of power you get out of this.
So you can play any game out right now if it's PC-based. So anything available through the cloud, because this is a cloud, there's no disk drive. You can play it on the Piston.
So is the gaming done through streaming? Is that how it's handled, or is the processing handled in the box?
Well, it's streamed through Steam or Origin or GameFly, whatever your choice of online platform is.
Okay, very good. Now I notice there's an Oculus Rift here as well. Here, let's just lift it up here.
And we'll talk about why we have these here at CES this year. It's to showcase the Piston has 3 ways to play. So there's big picture mode in your family room with a controller. There's at your desktop with a mouse and a keyboard. And the 3rd way to play is to take it with you, pack it and go. So you could throw one of these in your backpack. Well, not throw it, but put it in your backpack with a controller and Oculus Rift. And you could plug this into your car because it's so small, lightweight, and only runs on 40 watts.
Now, in the case of the Rift, do you run the games locally on the machine, or is that something you see streamed as well?
That's also, well, with Steam you can play offline. So if you've already installed it, it'll be on your machine. So you could play it offline.
And it's powerful enough to play with the Rift?
Yeah. Yes, it is.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
So how much does this unit go for? Not the Rift, the...
Yeah, our Piston console right now is going for $999. And that, you can add a lot of different upgrades. And a big thing about Xi3 modular computers is we're modular. So if I was to take apart this computer, there's 3 boards inside that are easy to take apart and upgrade. So within the next few years, we're going to have upgrades for our Piston console for gamers that want even higher quality graphics or more storage. And so that's something that really sets us apart from next-gen consoles is we're going to be able to update to much higher levels, faster than 6 or 7 years.
Now, the box is not quite clear. What kind of connectivity is on this box? What kind of peripherals can you plug into it, like USB and so on?
Yeah, we've got 4 USBs.
Turn it around.
Yeah, so we got 4 USBs, 4 eSATA P ports, which can also be USBs. We have our audio, Ethernet. There is a Wi-Fi Bluetooth adapter port, and we have our power or HDMI. I think I said that, but yeah, there's a lot of options too to kind of customize how much storage you want.
Do you see, you mentioned that it's modular and we're looking for, in the next few years, we're going to start seeing upgrades to the equipment.
Yeah.
Do you see a future where you could plug graphics cards externally to the device to really like boost it up?
That would be very cool, yes. And I think of, especially with this type of computer where it's so compact and small, there's not much room for a big graphics card in there, right? So maybe, yeah, an external plug-in could work out great.
Excellent, excellent. You mentioned you're a PC gamer as well, am I right? What games do you play?
StarCraft 2 and Diablo 3. So,
you're playing them through the Piston, I take it.
I don't have a Piston yet. We're so back-ordered. We started shipping Black Friday of last November, so I've played it in the office and here at the show, but hoping to get my hands on one soon.
Well, it's very exciting in addition to seeing the Piston, of course, but I see that you've got the Rift, so obviously, you know, Xi3 is very interested in the virtual reality space. Am I correct?
Yes, definitely.
Okay, excellent. Well, thanks so much for joining us. This is Neil Schneider for MTBS-TV at Xi3's exhibit at CES 2014. We will, of course, be back with more. Thank you for watching.